So good.
Every town, every city has its hot spots and hidden gems. Join us as we travel the back roads and the main highways, sharing the untold stories behind the food, drink, culture, and notable people that make up these unique treasures. Come on, let's dine out along the road.
I suppose, like everybody, it begins with some sort of economic necessity. And when we came here, this was raw land. There were no buildings, no plants, no water, no fences. We had to build everything from scratch. And in doing that, it put us into a place where we started looking at what do we need to do to cut a living out of this. And by doing that, we ended up growing things and making finished food products from them. And that, in turn, pushed us into the restaurant business.
In the rolling hills of Cambria, we visit Linn's family farm, which provides the fruit and produce for Linn's restaurant, an original farm-to-table eatery located in downtown Cambria.
You know, I look inside this greenhouse and I see lettuce, I see squash, I see so many different varieties of vegetables. I mean, this is all going to go to the restaurant eventually here, right?
Right, and this is a low ebb time. It'll look like a much more mature thing. At this time of the year, we're just using little bits of each of these things for the cafe and the restaurant. Later in the year, we've got a lot of these things move outdoors as the weather warms up and the ground warms up, and then we're going to have more that we'll be using in products, and that's a lot of what we're growing for.
You're your own ecosystem.
That's true.
Everything is self-sustainable, single-sourced. You're growing your own products and, you know, taking that to the restaurant and connecting and all that for a much better food experience. Is that what you wanted to accomplish with all that?
Well, it is, because we have 42 years of experience being here and knowing what things will grow best. But in addition, we have 30 years in the restaurant knowing what we need on the demand side.
Yeah.
That's a big part of it. We don't have to rely on other people for that. The beauty of this particular place and doing what we did, starting from scratch, meant that all of us were there, and the children were part of it. Even at a very young age, they were part of it. Not that it was all roses, but there were certainly the good times and the more trying times. And I think those are valuable to all of us.
It wasn't ever forced on me. I wasn't told I needed to do the family business. It's been a chosen path. I knew my whole life that I would, in one way or another, follow the family business. And I didn't know 30 years ago what the business would now morph into or grow into.
Yeah. You know, I think about the Linn's restaurant and bakery name. It's kind of an institutional name in Cambria. What do the folks of Cambria and the people that come here say about what you're doing every day over there?
I think people really value what we do for the community. I get a lot of kudos, and I try to reflect that to Mom and Dad because I'm sort of that front man these days. And so I hear more often that positive goodness than I think they do. But I feel sometimes like what they've done is set me up to like take all the compliments, and I try to say, no, wait. It's the 90 employees or 100 employees that we have, as well as what Mom and Dad have done.
I think the one thing that's a little deceiving about your farm is that the majority of your acreage and land is beyond the bridge, right?
Yeah.
So up here is where all your navels and citrus are, right? How many acres are up here?
There's 20 acres here, but that includes an oak forest that obviously isn't planted to anything, but all of this is planted to avocados and plums and oranges and lemons.
Yeah, one of the things that you pointed out is that this is its own little microclimate, so you're growing these crops all year round. And you're able to translate that to the restaurant all year round in terms of freshness, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And pick things when they're ripe and not before they're ripe, too.
Yeah. What a difference that makes. Well, what's your own personal vision for your farming operation? I know your dad's and his mission and vision. Well, what's yours, Aaron?
I think just to maintain what he's done and just refine ourselves, to learn more about agriculture and to transition just towards doing a better job always, I think is my goal, but not to become bigger or fancier, just to maintain and keep going what he's so well started.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you expand and get too big, you lose that quality control, the hands-on connection that you really have here at your farm.
Yeah, I'd prefer to be part of it too. It's fun to work and to see the result of your effort as well. And then to watch the customers at the restaurant enjoying the products you've made too.
Yeah.
Gratifying. Morning, guys. Morning. Buenos dias.
Wow.
Great.
Wow, this looks amazing. This looks awesome. This is like the fruits of your labor coming to fruition right in front of us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
What did you make here?
That's a stack of hash browns, eggs, cheese, spinach, mushroom, peppers, and onions. Little avocado from the farm on top.
Wow. You know what I see is a lot of your farm here. I mean, the fresh fruit, the avocados, the spinach from your farm?
Yeah.
This is delicious.
Well, enjoy.
That's what breakfast is supposed to be like, right?
And I'm a country boy, so here I am with my biscuits and gravy. Not something I eat every day, but you know, sometimes.
I tell you, these avocados, these are so silky, creamy, delicious. I mean, you could just eat these by themselves with a little salt and pepper.
Which I do.
Mix in with the red peppers and the cheese, and this is delicious. It's hearty, but it's not super, super heavy either. This is really good. Yours looks amazing too.
And what you got to do is come around for every meal, because we do 3 meals a day, whereas most places in town aren't getting up and opening in the wee hours of the morning and closing late at night. So it's pie time.
It is pie time.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything I wanted to try more here than your pie.
Mom's
especially
pie.
Especially la berry,
Yes.
So this is your mom's recipe.
This is my mom's
Passed
recipe.
down a few generations.
We have another T-shirt that says "In Crust We Trust." It's a 4th of July season T-shirt. But our pie coupled with McConnell's vanilla bean ice cream together.
Oh my gosh, that is outstanding. That is so good. It's sweet, but it's not super sweet.
Yeah.
And it's tart, and the combination with this ice cream is just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I couldn't have served it without the ice cream to you.
Oh my God, that would be sacrilegious. You've absolutely changed the food paradigm for me. My favorite dessert of all time was cherry pie and ice cream until now. This is one level above that. I mean, it's so fresh and so delicious. This is my new favorite pie and ice cream combination here at your restaurant.
I have cherry pie. If you want to follow the olali, we can have a slice of cherry. You can have a slice of pecan or peach blueberry. Yeah, we've got 10 different types of pie.
Wow.
But this is the hallmark.
This is delicious. Thank
Glad
you for
enjoy it.
Yeah, sharing your restaurant and your family and your time.
Thank you. It's an honor.
Great to see
It's
you.
an honor.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks.
This is a new salmon salad that's going on the menu. So it's our schooner-based salmon with some Israeli couscous and fresh market asparagus. And it's meant to be a warm salad.
Oh my gosh, that's delicious.
Great.
That is so fabulous.
Great. I'll dig in too.
A favorite for both locals and visitors, Robin's Restaurant in the East Village of Cambria provides a warm, cozy atmosphere and charming gardens. Robin's offers comfort cuisine with a wonderful array of global flavors made with farm-fresh ingredients.
You've got a lot of different infusions of country and flavor. How would you describe the cuisine here at Robin's?
Well, it's a very eclectic and fresh menu, is what I would say. You know, from day one, with global flavors were really important to us, you know, because they excite us. So the whole menu is an extension of how we eat, you know, and what we enjoy.
You come from a part of the world that may be the most exciting culinary hotspot. Can you share a little bit about that?
I'm from Singapore originally, and if you're a Singaporean, it's all about food.
Right.
You just, food is the #1 priority, and you can eat 24/7 there and eat something different for every meal, and everything is fabulous. You know, so coming from Singapore too, and the Southeast Asian influence, that is very, very prevalent in our menu. You can see the international flavors, the Southeast Asian flavors, the Indian dishes we have, the stir fries. So that's all those different global eclectic flavors are exciting to us.
You mentioned earlier too that you're not necessarily in the kitchen designing recipes, but your hand and the approval process is really your taste, and it's got to kind of pass through you first.
Yeah, I have a good palate. I may not cook, but I have a good palate.
Yeah. I may not cook, but I'm a good eater. You're just a really robust restaurateur, too. You think about Robin's here, and then Luna Red, and San Luis Obispo, and Nobu, and all of them are uniquely different in a way, but they're sort of bound together by an ideology, too.
Yes, and that ideology is, our food philosophy is using the freshest, especially produce, local produce, and eclectic flavors. And we just really care about our guests experiencing different cultural flavors, and exciting their palates.
What's next for you? I mean, you've got a hand in 3 restaurants. You are traveling the world to experience wonderful cuisine. What's next on the menu for you?
Well, I'm always looking for ways to do a better job with what we do. I mean, I've been in this business for almost 35 years, but there's always something new to learn. And I think that's the important thing of staying successful as a restaurant, is being continually exciting yourself and inspiring yourself so you can lead your team. And that's, my mission, is to stay excited and inspired and motivated to do what I do. But there's going to come a time soon that I'll want to cut back and, not spend 60, 70 hours a week working, in the restaurants. So.
Well, you do an amazing job here. Here's to another 35 years.
Oh, thank you so much. Awesome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you, Shanny.
Black Cat Bistro is an innovative, intimate dining experience. The menu changes to reflect the seasons and local, organic, or sustainable products. Care is taken to pair food and wines to electrify your palate.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Hi, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, what an awesome
Welcome.
restaurant.
Thanks.
This is really beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. It's sort of sophisticated, and yet it's not really pretentious,
Exactly.
Kind of like the George Clooney of restaurants, I think. Was this by design? Was this your kind of inspiration design?
Well, it used to be an old house. So you kind of get the feel of the different rooms. And
It's really warm. It's super comfortable, but it's very elegant, too.
Yeah.
Do you have something that you really, really like that your husband prepares? I mean, he's the executive chef, right? So is there something?
I personally love the seared sea scallops we have. It's with a corn pudding and a tomatillo cream with the brown butter. The corn pudding adds a little sweetness, and then the mushrooms and the tomatillo cream are savory.
So what would you pair with that? I mean, that sounds like a really light, sort of refreshing, seasonal kind of a dish. What would you pair with that in terms of for you?
Usually for that one, I like to pair a white Rhone blend. I have it's called Topless Creek, and it's out of Paso Robles.
Yes. That's delicious. That's really delicious. It's not super fruit forward.
Right.
Not really fruity, almost on the dry side. It just has a really nice, clean, effervescent finish. That's delicious.
Good.
I can see where that would be really good with a scallop. One of the things I love about restaurants is when they truly focus on seasonality, sustainability. That's really important to you. Why?
I was born in raised in Mexico, and that's kind of one of the main things we do. You eat off the season, so that's kind of what we try to bring here, like family-grown business, locally sourced, as much as we can.
Yeah. If food was a Picasso painting, that's what this is. This is more than just food. This is art, and it's beautiful. Tell me what you prepared for me here, Chef.
So we have a rack of lamb, and we have a carrot puree. The carrot puree has a little bit of goat cheese. The sauce in the rack of lamb is a pure pomegranate juice. Once you get every single ingredient in one bite, it marries all together.
That's fantastic. Over the top. I have a little swig of this wine.
Yes.
That's an amazing pairing.
Thank you.
That coming together. So that is so delicious. And these are locally sourced vegetables?
Yeah, so they're heirloom cauliflower, and they're all locally sourced, lightly sauteed with a little bit of white wine, really light white wine, salt and pepper, just natural.
Yeah. Chef, one of my favorite proteins in the world is octopus. How did you prepare this?
So this is a Spanish octopus. What we tried to focus here is a spring. We're changing our menu. So we tried to bring it all together. We have a little bit of saffron, white wine, a little bit of jam puree, roasted cherry tomatoes, and a little bit of crispy kale. I think once you get a little bite of everything, it's just one of my favorite dishes so far.
And the tomato, the grilled octopus, the puree, all coming together. That's really delicious. You know, a beautiful little city on the coast with beautiful views, in a restaurant where the food is elevated. You don't have to travel far. This beautiful hidden gem. This is what it's all about for me.
Let me get some lights on here. This is where okay, that's storage and milling steel. And then over here, I do all the grinding. Here, I'll show you. I'll go in there and I have different. So this one is almost finished. Was getting ready to be weld on the little turning table. And this one now I have to go in there. Sorry about the mess. Here's another angel I'm working on. So I usually try to keep a few going. And this one, I even got her to undulate more. Oh, it's a little stuck. I like it when it goes slow motion. Oh, look at that. It's hard to get it there, but little by little. So.
With a true blend of Renaissance and contemporary design, artist Riccardo Spizzamiglio embraces many medias, from masonry to metal sculpture, to painting and plaster casting, to create captivating works of fine art.
This is the Arquitecta, so it's unfinished. So most of the pieces I keep unfinished, so then that way the client decides on the patina and they could feel the Renaissance of the work.
But it also includes me into your art, right?
Exactly.
I have a contribution to this beautiful art if you let me finish it off with you in a way, right? Isn't that
Exactly. So when you have it, when it comes to your house, it feels like you were part of it. So she looks out the window, perhaps that could be the drawing board. The world revolves around her.
Oh, incredible.
Then
Beautiful.
The shadows, how I wanted to project what if thoughts were being projected on canvas, aligning, disaligning.
Yeah.
And then typically with models, we'll put them on the podium, and after a while they begin to sway. So you'll notice the architect now becomes a model of her work, and she slightly sways, just a little bit.
Why Cambria? I mean, you could be anywhere in the world. Why here?
I needed the world to stop so I could actually focus on my work and the different aspects of my work and the different dimensions of the work. And all this is no editing. It's about doing it as raw as possible, as intuitive as possible and as fluid as possible.
What should art do? What do you want it to do? What do you want your art to do?
Okay, that's easier for me to answer
Yeah.
because I think art does different things for different people and different artists. You know, for me, what I'm trying to accomplish with my art is where it gets your emotion running. So you feel the emotion. I've had people break down in tears here. I've had people look at it like, but it's just fantastic when you see, like this one, earlier you were asking me which is my favorite. I can't really tell you which is my favorite, but right now, this is the one sculpture. I sold it where it was just gonna turn, and I thought, well, why not make it undulate? So it looks as it's taking flight over the ocean instead of over the ground.
Yes.
May I show you?
Yes, please, please.